Hello, everybody. It's about almost 7 p.m. here. Just took a nap. I still have the little jet lag, and um, give you a little bit of heads up from the Twin Flame gathering that we have here, the workshop in Italy. First of all, I'm in Frascati, in Italy. Very great place. I like it. It's very connected to the nature. I'm so proud that Mario, offered me here to stay with this great place up here. It's a great place. It's their family house. It's incredible. It's um, the whole energy here. It's just helped me so much. So that I'm making here the video right after the workshop of the things, and what it was is that I keep seeing it the same things over and over about the twin flame community. I'm gonna stress out a few things right now from the workshop. What the thing was. Um, the workshop was about 22 people, which was pretty okay. We had some people coming from Slovenia. We had some people came from Greece, was very great that the people were able to come in. Some of the people wasn't able to come in for different reasons, but the people who came in, there was a very great questions. And one of the greatest questions that actually came here, it's gonna be the trigger of the new series that I'm gonna be doing about the twin flames, is to understand better your journey as a twin flame. Because we're trying to see to help of the twin flames how they can do the inner work. So the unions basically to be understood. What is the union is, what the situation is, what actually happens. I kind of like worked out and simplified the process, so it can be very, very simple, because the way I see it here in the twin flame community, that when we begin to look at it more deep into the stuff, we dig in deep, 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 deep. We're trying to resolve more the situations compared to what we should be doing. It's to find more simplified solution, which the most simplified solution is about you to be love, to act on a form of love, not to trying to figure out the issue, not to trying to get to the things, but understand the things. One of actually the question that was given into it, do the twin flames, what can we do to succeed a faster unity between the twin flames? That was the question about it. There's gonna be some graphics that I'm gonna be working on maybe when I come back over home in US. We'll explain what the process. I begin to working on that. Me, Mario here, Janine and Valentina, we talk all night about this process. And finally they got it. It was more simplified. This is what's great to hanging up with people like this, because they understand the same lingo, the same vibrations, understand the right proper stuff. But what can we do to speed up the process? It's about you to do the understanding, you to understand what you are dealing with. And once you're understand with what you're dealing with, you have to understand to accept the new reality. A lot of the twin flames doing the same mistakes, keep repeating the same thing, shifting the focus. They focus on what the twin flame does. They focus on somehow to manipulate, somehow to speed up the process of the twin flame to come to them in the physical world. Which is removes the focus of doing the inner work inside of you. And this is what causing a lot of issues, because the union begins first from within you. You have to accept the twin flame part inside of you. You have to accept the truth. You have to accept the part that they living with you. Like it or not, it is what it is. Doesn't matter of the physical part, doesn't matter of the hard part. inside where the soul is, the inner part inside of you, they coexist within you. And during the ignitions of that twin flames part, that connections that exist, it's happened that inner merge, inner exchange, when you become them and they become you. And through that exchange, that energy exchange, right now, that download inside of the consciousness in you, their inner presence, that it is all the time with you. You can't get rid of it. You can't just go ahead and abandon it. A lot of the people I see, including me, that was so much inner anger because we're trying to control this. We're trying to steering this journey as a twin flame. So our twin flame to come in, which is all, it creates a lot of problems, creates a lot of issues, and it creates a lot of separations more and more, because you're getting angry at your twin. How come they don't love you the way you love them? They have to work on their own issues. And by you focus on them, you don't do your inner work. So guess what? They don't do their inner work either. And I will explain it into the video. It's going to be the graphic of yin yang. You have to understand that whole process of the twin flames inside of it, and then you will have a better simplified part about the twin flames. But to go back to the workshop that was here in Italy, that questions was actually probably the most important one, because there was people who actually went through other people and they pay whatever money for like a program of manifestation, how they can get their twin flame, and they guarantee. You cannot use the feminine part of inside of you to create some kind of manipulation to force manifestation. And the part that I seen from people is that they're trying to use in the typical feminine part of this slow inner part of, I will do this and he will do that, and then I will do this and he will do that, and then we're gonna be together. This is part of forcing a union. But the part is, the union is to accept the twin flame inside of you, and you to stop argue with their part of you, of them inside of you. You to stop the challenges, you to stop the aggravations. You begin the acceptance. The acceptance is very crucial need to do it, because once you accept them as who they are inside of you, you actually merge with that part. You're gonna find your inner peace within the soul with them. You're gonna be learning to coexist with them, and that is the part when the union will begin with. But you have to do your inner work. There is no gimmicks, magics, or any other force. In order to get to that real relationship in the twin flame, you have to be real first. If you're not a real first, then you won't be living the proper reality of the soul love. You're still going to be living within the three-dimensional or four-dimensional part of putting a face mask just so you can be who you are as ego. Be who you are, not as a real you. A lot of the people still have the problem of being real. If you don't know how to be real, go face the mirror. Go find that part of facing yourself, who you are. Facing the truth inside of you. Don't try to keep steering the part of manipulations or trying to force a union. I work with someone who is a typical masculine. He tries to force the union. You can't force it. I tried to force my union with my twin flame. Nothing helped. It was only aggravation. I was looking at her and she didn't give the sign. She wanted to live in the lie, not in the truth. She didn't have the balls to come in and say, hey, dear, I love you, and to break that part, simply because it wasn't real inside of her. She wasn't ready to accept the reality. She wasn't accept to understand the reality of the truth inside of what's going on between me and her. So for me, it was the best part is I accept her inside of me, and that brings the internal peace. And that internal peace, actually, I'm able to pass it to every people who comes into the workshop, so they can get the idea of that peace. So to go back to the questions of it, overall the workshop was great. There was a very awesome questions. There was a very good parts of the twin flames that people wanted to understand. I had a great talks. I pretty much managed to talk with everybody of it. I still have like few people to finish some things, but overall the workshop was great. There was a lot of misunderstanding from previous workshops, whatever the people they were. And now when they got to the position of working with energies and understanding, they got much better. I felt their energy of how the things were. There was a great help that I had from Mario, because Mario did an incredible job of, while I was pulling the people to talk to them one-on-one, he actually was able to help of understanding the twin flames within a masculine energy. It was so great because this is the first shop actually we do as two masculines that we were the speakers. That was a completely different story, because right now we had two males that was actually in the workshop, everything else was females, but the part was to understand how to do it within energy. And the energy inside of the workshop was incredibly great. And we're looking at more, with Mario, we're looking at more maybe down in the future. I have to talk to everybody at the United States. Maybe down in the future we can make one international conference that's gonna be like maybe more than just a few days. We're talking about maybe something that will start on Thursday and will finish on Sunday, so that everybody could be able to go where they are, because 1 or 2 days international part is not really enough. It's not helping enough the people, because the manipulations or the forces from the other stuff, it's too much. You can't help everybody that they needed help. So that the one-on-one conversations was great, because when you are out in the workshop, this is what I do, the one-on-one conversations is, when you do the workshop, you cannot be really free. You cannot say, you cannot confess the stuff. What I like when I have the one-on-one conversation is the part of the people confess things to me that they don't confess to anybody else. Some of the people, they confess to me they love their twin flame, who the twin flame is, what the situation is, but they never confessed to friends, to parents, or the worst part, husband or wife, to whatever the situation, the case might be. You have to start it. It's great that you confess to someone. That's how that begins. You tell someone about that you love that person, and that is the part of accepting the reality. The real question is to confess to yourself and accept the reality and act upon the truth. That's what the twin flames is about it. And I'm so happy to be able to help the people to see the truth inside of themselves, because the face mask can put anything. I mean, the ego can put any face mask. I mean, here in Italy, the face mask of the Joker or the face mask of the carnival masks are actually to present, to not show up the truth. And the truth is, you are who you are. Doesn't matter what kind of mask you're gonna put in. Inside of you, the soul is a soul. And it was great one-on-one work. I'm happy of what I did. I want to say thank you to the translators. They did a great job. It was a very intense because we, after the workshop, we came here to the Mario's house, and we was able to continue going on this and this. But I want to finish with this, that if you are within the twin flames challenges right now, focus inside of you. Don't focus on your twin. Totally don't focus on your twin. This is why it takes so long time, because until you understand that, you need to stop. You need to begin the inner work inside of you. Will triggers you, will help you how to get a little better. Doesn't matter what's going on, doesn't matter where you've been, doesn't matter what you do. Seek everything from standpoint of love. Don't try to see it in judgments. Don't try to see like prejudgments, or just work with the flow. Work with what you have. When you work with what you have and you are love within a be love lifestyle, you're gonna appreciate everything you got. You're gonna appreciate everything that the things are. So looking forward to make some more videos when I'm back home, and we're gonna be probably make some video with Mario over here. Gonna have some interview with him. We're looking forward for a video that's gonna be over the TV here in Italy. We'll see how that's gonna be turned out. I'm gonna keep you posted. But for right now, the main part I want to tell you is that focus on you. Don't try any manipulation, gimmicks, techniques, meditations, and anything else under the sun trying to force your union. Your union begins with the acceptance of your twin inside of you. You do that acceptance of merge for you. You can't accept your twin flame if you're not merged with them in soul. You can continue blaming them and shaming them and hurting them until you don't accept them. Once you accept them, then whatever happened in the past, you have to learn to let it go. The past, you have to let it go. The past, you have to let it go. I had to repeat this phrase millions of times because people have a hard time of let go. They gotta learn how to trust the future and have to surrender the old life, the old patterns. And this is those three parts of our soul evolution that we all going into the twin flames. So guys, thank you so much for watching it. I appreciate it. I hope this little bit input here from Italy will help you out. And we're gonna be looking at for making some more workshops over the time. But for right now, guys, just do your keeping your inner work. And thank you so much, and be love.